rather. Of course, to start us off today, it is going to be Spirit up against Pride, and taking you through that action is going to be myself and Hawke.
Hello, good to be here. Good to be here back for another day. Already into an elimination matchup, and I'm sure, again, Pride, they're wanting to get through. They want that spot in Katowice. Let's see if they can pull it off.
Oh yeah, of course, and yeah, they haven't really had the best start by any means. I guess changing that roster quite recently, only bringing in Petitek instead of Luz, I believe. I'm not sure if he's a permanent member or just a stand-in, but yeah, I guess changing a player isn't really going to help you when you come into a tournament where a lot of the teams have been together for quite a long time now, have had the time to prepare, and are definitely also looking to try and get that spot in Katowice, even if they themselves are from Poland. Of course, you're going to want to play in for such a massive crowd if possible. But either way, we are going to now get live into this game. We are going to have actually just all Kevlar for the Pride team, so it seems like we may see a fast-paced round coming in, as most of their presence is going to be sent early on over towards B. They are just going to try and make their way straight out of Monster with one player in Connector, trying to hold off the rotates, and actually it's going to be contact towards Connector that's taken first. Sumda Young finds himself a headshot, as does Coldy. And now Pride are just going to try and get this bomb plant down, but still getting shot from all different angles. So many CTs just completely surrounding them, and they have basically no chances. Now it's all onto Morels. He has been able to at least get a dink on towards Sumda Young, but that may be it.
Yeah, a little bit of a strange round there. Davkos going to get the final kill. He saw all three Spirit players in towards B short quickly come through for the retake, and Pride just never really able to get the bomb down. Even after getting on the site, they get overwhelmed fairly quickly. Sotfik also did a really good job from Heaven. He got himself 2 kills, which made Pride look that way, and they were just kind of caught in between 2 different angles. So now Pride just with the pistols, and Davkos nade could do damage. I don't think it quite connected, though. The pistols are just going to spread out to start the round, and Davkos is going to play towards A long with one of the 3 FAMASs on the team. With this investment, they should be pretty safe here, as SDY spots out the bomb, drops that down early. It looks like he was happy to just fall back. Petitek, though, gets a kill elsewhere, so it is a 4v4, and still Pride just spread out across the map.
Yeah, that's not too bad of a trade, I guess, for Pride. Unluckily, at the moment, that weapon actually not retrievable for them. That would have been an ideal situation, but they do still have these Deagles, of course, to work with the CZs, and with some aggression coming in over towards Long. I was going to say Pride maybe could be able to find this, but Simon does seem to be working against them just as they begin to fall back. They do just about get out of the... They do just about lose that angle on towards the player pushing up Long, so now on the 4-on-4, also an aggressive stance coming in on B. Sotfik going to be playing up close on short with his MP9, looking to try and get that info early and then fall back, and he receives only a small amount of damage as a bit of a price for that one, as he gets the info, spots out multiple players in short, and now that should allow Spirit to make maybe a little bit of a gamble. And as you can see right now, most of their presence has been put over towards B, and Pride actually have decided to make their way back up towards the A bomb site. It's going to be up to Sumda Young with that M4 to start it off, and luckily enough he already has a rotate coming in to try and give him some support, and he starts it off with a great kill.
Yeah, 2 headshots now for Sumda Young, and as the push comes in, he's going to get a 3rd. Easy stuff. He actually finds all 4 frags. Eventually, he was taken down, but the M4 will be saved, and a solid round from SDY. He's been a really solid performer for Spirit so far, ever since he has joined this lineup. Seems like he is giving them a little bit of extra firepower. Up there with Dima, it seems like those 2 have been the best players for Spirit so far in this qualifier. And, well, Pride here, they've actually gone for the 4-spy. This is very intriguing. Morelts has the 1 AK. The rest of the team with just the pistols, as Coldy does some damage, takes some in reply. They even trade to start things off. And Sotfik is also pushed up in towards B short. So I guess Pride are just going to try and play around this AK. You can see Morelts does find a spray down. Can that pick get them the round? Maybe it can, because Reitz also finds a frag in Connector to give them a man advantage.
Yeah, really good start into this round right now by Pride, and also Mani is getting his way up towards A. He is going to be able to find Sumda Young. He drops one more player to put that advantage as a 2-man advantage rather than just one for the Pride team, and this should be the round, I'd say, by Pride, especially with Tom being able to find that kill in towards the bank position. Dima going to be the last man standing, and I don't even know if this is worthwhile for him to go for. Maybe should just be already looking to try and save this FAMAS, but maybe impossible as Tom hits a really nice headshot there actually with that M4. So it is going to actually be that force buy paying off for Pride, and that's something you see normally. Usually after losing the force buy the first time, you'll go ahead and eco, but they were confident, I guess, in being able to actually pull it off with the pistols. They got close, they kept the economy low, and they were like, yeah, let's buy up again, we can do this with 1 AK.
Yeah, Spirit still will be able to just have 1 eco and get a buy together again. But Pride certainly will be very, very chuffed with how that round went. Morelt's getting the first kill and the rest of the team following up. We are going to see Manice run and gun with the MP9 to get that first frag. And the rest of the team will follow suit in towards a short. Manice will continue to lead the charge. There is a player behind them, and Manice actually takes a lot of damage there. And here comes Dima. Could the flank make the difference? He's going to spot them in the back, sprays them down, and the Deagle does do the damage. The bomb is dropped, and Pride now have to recover a 2-on-4.
Yeah, that's not good for Pride. That's not what they wanted. It's looking like they may actually lose this round. Of course, they do still have a pretty decent situation in terms of having much better firepower overall. They have the 2 rifles. Of course, there's only the 1 rifle, the MP9, and no Kevlar available for Spirit. But with Dima finding yet another headshot, that is most likely now going to be the round in favour of Spirit. Pride, they have a bit of economy left. They will have enough to buy up, I believe, 3 AK-47. So I presume we're going to see a buy coming in again when they're willing to buy when they have so much less. But yeah, maybe a kill or 2 could come in for Petit Tech, but as you can see, caught off guard there by Sotvik, he is going to get taken down. And that's amazing for Spirit. That might be even better than winning that round before, because now they've managed to just pick themselves up multiple rifles. They've got a lot of money left over, and if they're able to actually withstand this half-buy that's coming in by Pride, they'll break the economy and be able to get themselves off to a really good start, 5-1, or maybe even 6-1.
That could certainly be the case, but they still have to close out this round up against the rifles. As you were saying, 3 AKs bought up. And Manice going to take a fair amount of damage early. Good utility usage to do a little damage. The rest of Pride are focused around the B side of the map. We are going to see Coldy here holding off towards Monster. It looks like Pride are just going to take things slowly. For what it's worth, Manice down to 40 HP now. He is the man taking considerable punishment to start things off. I think it's also worth pointing out, Manice has maybe been underperforming a little bit in this qualifier so far. It's really been Morelt's and Reitz the best performers for the team. So maybe Manice is going to need to get that up, and if there might not be able to happen. But either way, a little bit of damage traded back and forth, but nothing considerable. I think Spirit might be pushed into B short, though. They are, and they are boosting into Connector, so that's gaining them a lot of information. But Pride might come towards B short in the sort of near future, so that might be a point of contention when the eventual push comes out.
Yeah, certainly, but right now it looks like it will be favouring over towards the B-bomb site. Just one player looking to try and actually hold some of the rotates, and oh yeah, this boost, as you mentioned, is going to be so massive. Coldy able to find that kill with ease. There's a player also on the barrels that's going to be able to find at least one before getting traded, but because of that kill towards Connector also, it's going to be a good situation for Spirit still, as now they have 2 players on the flank. Morels is going to be able to find 1 kill, but it's Demon once again to step it up. Every single time he gets this flank, it's massive, but Reitz, the double headshot spray down, low HP, and Sumda Young just spamming away, spots the head, and he finds it. And it is going to be Spirit being able to just clutch that round out of the grasp of Pride and just about take it towards the end. And that's going to be Pride now to at least get the bomb plant, but their economy's not going to be amazing. $1,900 plus the 800 from the bomb plant. It will be working with just about 2,700 and whatever else they had left over from the previous round.
Yeah, again, Spirit having B short control allows them to go for that flank. And they just about close it out, despite Reitz's best efforts. I was actually just saying earlier as well that Reitz has been one of the best performers for Pride throughout this qualifier so far. He nearly keeps that one up, but a 1v3 just a little out of his reach. And with just the pistols here, the Polish team will be in trouble. Davkos going to get that opening with the York, quite an easy kill. Nothing really too flashy, just holding the angle as you would expect. And he might get some more action because there's a player top Connector thinking of the peak. Ooh, Reitz actually takes a hit, but manages to get out alive. It must have been through the wall. In the meantime, Petitiek does get an opening towards B, but Coldy is in a really nice off angle. He won't expect that position, and Spirits continue to win the trades.
Yeah, Petitek actually has been another player who's been really impressing me. I think he has been a good pickup for Pride, and with more time they'll definitely be able to get him into the team just a little bit better. But it seems like the Seco is going to be shut down quite easily, so just while we are going to have a bit of a ceasefire as we swap rounds, I am going to go ahead and just quickly give you a message from our sponsors. Of course, it is Farmskins.com. They are helping us to run this tournament, and if you want to go ahead and try and get yourself some nice drops, if you want to go open some crates, make sure to head on over to their website. And what they say is that you get better drops than what Gaben would give to you. So go ahead and try that out if you like opening cases. But yeah, now going back onto this, we will finally have the buy coming out for Pride once again. They have the full set of rifles. Still no up onto Maniz, as you mentioned you'd like to see. He has been underperforming in quite a bit in this tournament. Hasn't been having his best performances, and That's probably something that would help him, but that's not the start Pride wanted. Davkos, he's able to find himself a collateral. And Young also catching the side of Meniz as he looked to try and creep out towards middle, so not at all what the Polish side would want. Their fans right now not going to be so happy about the beginning that they're having in this game, but there we go. Petitek going to be able to step it up. Tom finds some aggression towards Monster, and you have to wonder now, did Team Spirit just make a mistake going for peaks when it wasn't needed? Overconfidence may have been their downfall in this situation. And there we go, Petitek gets yet more damage on towards Davkos.
Pride still have plenty of time left, and with Spirit having 2 players committed to B, if they were to go for the push here, they would be in some trouble. We are just going to see Pride hold things back. They know they have the time left. We are going to see 1 player behind the pillar. It's a pretty good setup towards B, but Davkos could get overwhelmed if he misses a shot. And we are now going to see Petitiek slowly but surely inch his way up this angle. As the nades go over the top, Davkos will be the first line of defense. Easy shot with the AWP. He gets up to a triple. And Tom now is going to try and come forwards, but Sopvik is also in position. Pride, they're not really exactly sure where the CTs were playing from. And as they go for the B play, they just run into both of the CTs and get completely shut down.
Yeah, and this is just looking so good for Team Spirit right now. They're looking like the better team for sure. Pride, of course, they still have a lot of time. The game has basically only begun, but we need to see them starting to warm up soon. They're having a few players who are hitting some nice shots, but it seems like early on in the rounds, it's just kind of falling apart. They've not really given them actually a chance to try and work on their individual skill or anything along those lines. So I guess we'll see if they'll be able to step it up soon. But for this one, all they have is pistols and some Kevlar invested into it. They have some money bonus. They're going to be using that to allow them to still fully purchase up, but it's not a great start. But T-Tech, this Deagle has been doing a really good job, especially over towards D-Shark. I think that's the second time Demon now has gotten taken down up against that Deagle. And a couple of kills here for Pride wouldn't be so bad. Be able to at least do a little bit of damage to the economy of Spirit, but actually Morales, I was going to say, maybe able to get something done. A little bit more awkward than you would have expected when he's been basically handed a kill like that, but he ends up closing out on us, spots 1 more player on short. And if they can get 1 more kill, this would be pretty good. That'll force a couple of drops that actually have to come in by Spirit.
Ooh, SDY in towards short does spot out Morels. So that opportunity will be lost. And Petitiek now can't really get the bomb into position. Might get the chance for a headshot as he rattles off a couple of them, but not going to connect. So 3 guns saved for Spirit, but more importantly, they also have that money built up and a big round lead already to work with. Now Pride could go for the AWP if they want it, but it looks like they don't want to go with the AWP on the T side of Overpass. I don't think it's something you need, but at this point it might be worth trying to see if Meniz could get something done. Either way, they decide to stick with the 5 AKs. And to be fair, I do think that Pride generally are a pretty poor Overpass team. They kind of got stuck on this map, and Spirit, I think, have done quite a smart thing, just picking Overpass, even though they're not great on it. It's kind of being proved so far, as Pride haven't been able to crack the bomb sites. But with 5 players out here, the damage is dished out, but Davkos gets the shot through the smoke. So despite Meniz nearly finding an opening, Davkos is actually the man to open up this round.
Yeah, that's the problem there when you're spamming through smoke like that with an AK. Your tracers are just so easy to see. Davkos able to use those perfectly to pinpoint the positioning and just shoot them straight through the smoke. Take that opening in favour of Spirit when it was looking like they would have a player fallen first instead. But there we go now. Looks like Pride are still going to try and make their way towards the A-bomb site. They haven't prepared to execute. Davkos somehow finds 1 before falling. But it's actually Petitiek once again to step it up with a couple of kills. He's able to get himself 1 headshot. He's going to be low HP, and Sumda Young, he's going to come around and find an opponent just with his trousers around his ankles, not at all prepared for that peak, and he's able to get a second in the process. And in the end, it's the round gone in favour of Spirit, and they just continue to increase this lead even further. Pride, they're getting close on some rounds, but they haven't really had too much success in even getting the bomb planted at this point.
And we also, again there, similarly to a previous round, we saw Spirit push short B. They went for that boost to connector, and that allowed them to push up connector quickly and find that flank. So it might be time for Pride to see if they can counter the aggression towards B short. But this round, it looks like Spirit will not go for that. They've currently got 2 players holding A long. Looks like Davkos did have the chance there to try and get an opening, but doesn't quite connect with that shot on towards his AWP. Flash goes out. Davkos thinking of a re-peek. I don't think he quite spotted out the opponents, though, so now he will just fall back to the site. And I think Spirit will be fairly content with just holding from the site. We have seen them successfully shut down the pushes in the past. Davkos, though, is actually going into bathrooms, so he's surprisingly going for some aggression here. That might give them some information and maybe an opening pick. Davkos does connect, and Manise a little bit lucky to survive there, just on 4 points of health. Damage done, but no opening kill just yet.
Yeah, Davkos is one of those players that when he has this confidence, he really can be a dangerous weapon for Team Spirit to utilize. And at the moment, he's done pretty well for himself. Actually, I believe he got spotted out there by Manise. Manise just going to be spamming through, but Davkos doesn't really want to have anything to do with that. Just throws a nade out, able to find himself that opening kill for basically free. Didn't even have to go for the peak. And Sunday Young with a great kill on Morels. A brilliant prop flash comes in. And actually, as I said, had 2 kills coming back from the B-bomb site almost immediately. It is going to be a fairly even situation now, as a couple of players on the Pride side are quite low on HP, but Tom finds a crucial kill onto Davkos. And if Sunday Young trying to bring this back, he has the angle perfectly actually. Changes some damage, gets the kill onto Petit Tech as he goes for the peak from the other side, and Tom, he luckily enough does end up managing to close down that player, rather shut him down before he can actually have a chance to find any more kills. And I don't know how he did this spot pick earlier there. His legs were quite visible through that little gap, but luckily enough Reitz is in position anyway to peek out and get that kill for free.
Now Spirit should still be getting a buy, but Pride have managed to cut down their money just a little bit. We will still see Davkos with the AWP in hand. And again, taking a quick look at the scoreboard at this somewhat early stage, SDY top fragging for the team with 14 frags. He really has been a bit of a revelation for Spirit. I think he's given them a lot of the firepower they've needed. Quick trade out towards mid as Dima will only get the 1 before he is evenly taken down. And Reitz very quick there on the headshot. The trade comes back from Coldy, who does get a second kill. Again, a very scrappy start to the round. And now Reitz pushing up, captures the man, but he goes for the jump. Oh, that's a big mistake, and that might cost Pride here, because Petitiek now has to try and clutch a 1-on-2.
Yeah, if you were to have any player in this game currently, I would say Petite could be the player that they want to have in this clutch situation. He has been playing amazingly. Spirit, they're just going to stick together. We see them aggressing up A long. They're going to be able to spot out if he's still towards this position or not. As we can see rather on the radar, he is going to be falling back towards B. But I think kind of a little problem here for Team Spirit is, are they going to know whether it's B or A, because they aren't really close enough to either bomb site to hear the noise of the bomb, to hear the bomb plant actually going down. So let's see where they're going to decide to head towards, and let's see if they make the correct decision. But Petite himself not really going so fast. He is going to be taking his time, being cautious of every single one of his angles, making sure that if there is a player waiting for him, he'll be able to get that headshot quick and clean. As you know, it looks like Team Spirit have made the right decision, the correct one at least. They've made their way down connector. They should let them to hear the bomb plant towards B for sure, and if not, they can make their way straight back up connector over towards A. And Petite, yeah, to get the bomb down, making steps now. Molotov at least going to be able to block off that position to allow the bomb plant to come in, but the smoke also goes down cold. He actually takes some damage. He's going to just fall back off and stick with his teammate, and this is a winnable situation right now for Petite.
Certainly winnable, but he's gone in towards Graffiti, so it's going to be quite difficult to deny the defuse as the players get their way onto the site. There comes the first kill. Trade not coming out. Sopfix still trying to take the fight, and Petitiek manages to get both of those frags. I think if he gets on the defuse there, I'm not sure if Petitiek is in position, but catching the first man off guard allowed Petitiek to turn it into 2 1-on-1s. And that's exactly what Pride needed. Something to boost their momentum, and more importantly, something to break Spirit's economy. This might allow them to get some easier rounds on the board and finally cut down that heavy sort of deficit that they were trying to overcome earlier.
Yeah, Pride finally beginning to warm up, it seems. As in this round, they should not really have any sort of trouble being able to take down the pistols. Mostly just going to be a couple of P250s and also a couple default pistols, rather. And as Morel takes down the first, as expected, but he ends up getting traded actually by Sotfik. Luckily enough, the weapon won't be retrieved, but Coldy coming in, being able to take down another one, will drop a second AK, and will give him some access to actually pick up that rifle to try and get something done. So in a 3-on-3, Spirit already been able to get some damage done in this round. This is going to be probably more than probably going to be more than enough already. But if they can take down maybe one more, keep the economy of Pride modest, keep it extremely low, and once they get the rifles back out themselves, they will be in a good position rather. But Reitz, a very, very crucial kill there, barely survives on 5 HP, but that should now allow Pride to just group back up and be able to overwhelm both of these pistol players.
And another excellent frag, this time from Manise. He wins out with the AK. That was really nice awareness from Reitz to realize the push could have come out and just to watch that position. And there goes Tom securing the final frag. A team ace for Pride up against the Pistols. And even though they are now up against a bye, Pride will already be much, much happier with their position. They've got a couple of rounds together and they have the chance to again break the Spirit money if they can win this round. A quick look at the bye shows that Spirit don't actually have a defuse kit, which could be something that comes back to cost them, but they do still have decent utility and strong weaponry to work with, so not a terrible buy by any stretch. And Sotvic comes close to connecting, but doesn't quite do any damage with the spam early on. In the meantime, taking a look at the map, Manise is pushing straight up through A long. Davkos might be able to take him down if he's not careful, and in come a couple of kills. Pride there really spreading across the map. Finally, Tom will try and get the trade, tapping away with the Galil, and he will finally find that frag, but maybe Pride spreading out a bit too much to start the round, not really able to get the trades.
Yeah, that's the risk when you're splitting up, taking so many 1v1s. If they don't go in your favor, you're in a bad position. And look at this by Team Spirit. Even with the man advantage, they're willing to go aggressive. A great pop flash goes in. Dima going to find one. Coldie finds a second. And they only lose one in that trade. So that leaves Tom now alone in a 1-on-3. Has a Galil, has a bit of utility to work with. Sotvic pushing up close to this monster. Smoke could maybe get caught off guard. This could be the kill that Tom needs to try and actually get himself in towards having a good chance in this clutch. But going over towards short instead, that will allow Sotvic to just remain in this position. Should be in a good spot to deny the bomb plant. And 40 seconds now remains for Tom to try and make this play. Creeping his way up short finally. The CTs seem to have actually rotated a second player over towards B, I believe. So this is not going to be an easy task by any means for Tom, as making his way up short now. He should be spotted by Coldie any moment, and then even if he gets this first kill, Sotvic away in that monster should be able to find it. And there you go, Coldie indeed is going to get that kill for himself. Spirit able to finally get another round onto the board. And Pride's economy actually isn't amazing. Those rounds that they won, they weren't able to do so very cleanly. They will invest into this one, but as you can see, a couple of players are going to be relegated down to the pistols and reached onto a Galil rather than the AK, and very little utility.
Yeah, for what it's worth, at least in my opinion, the fact that Pride, I don't think, are a particularly good overpass team should cost them more heavily on their T side. It's a map where, on the T side of things, it is a little bit more awkward to play. There's not too many maps like it with the connector sort of in play, but Pride have done a pretty good job at gaining connector control and being able to use that when they have needed to. It's just been them kind of spreading across the map and hoping to win some fights for the most part. That seems to be the main tactic on their T side. We are going to see Spirit go for the boost. SDY going to look over the top. Coldie, in the meantime, does some damage over in towards Connector. Looks as though Spirit only having 2 players on the A site and both of them boosted up, but Coldie gets such an easy kill there. Again, we're seeing the aggression come out from Pride, but they are rarely winning these opening fights.
Yeah, and maybe if they went for that with a second player, maybe they could have at least gotten one trade out of it. But I don't know, that was a strange choice by Morales, just running alone up short through a smoke as well. I know it was only popping at the time, but you're going to expect more than one player to be on B. You only have a pistol yourself. It's difficult for you to even find the first kill, let alone multiple. So that's extremely high risk, and it just doesn't work off at all. But D-Tech will eventually find an opening there for Pride. Manise with this AK going to be able to also find a crucial one towards Davkos in the bank. And this may give them actually a pretty good chance now taking this round. The bomb should be able to get planted. And then Spirit are going to have to look to try and go for this retake together. And they don't have too much utility other than a couple of flashes. Coldie, though, catches the aggression by Manise. Sotvic also has a low HP player on top of this truck that he could find if Reitz goes for an overextension. But D-Tech, crucial kill once again towards Connector. 3 on 2. All down to Coldie now.
And without the kit, this is certainly a almost impossible retake. Coldie, clearly aware of that, is going for the save. Looks like Pride on their side of things should just look to hold on to what they can, and considering Spirit's economy, even with this M4 being saved, their buy for the last round won't be perfect. They won't have full rifles. But at the very least, Coldie will assist with that. Oh no, he's died to the bomb. Well, this is awkward.
Maybe that's a bit of overpassing experience as well for Coldie, because most maps you're expecting, you're on the bomb site that the bomb isn't planted on, you're going to be safe, but on a map where the bombs are vertically above each other and below each other, yeah, it's not really the best position to be, especially when you're low HP. So yeah, Pride end up getting themselves another round up to 5, and this is actually looking really good for Pride right now. I'd say they had a terrible start, of course, but they've been able to really bring it back. They've been able to get themselves momentum in their favour, and if they get up to 6 on the T-side overpass, they'll be very happy. Reit's able to get the first headshot, gets himself a second, And the man that you said has been stepping it up massively for Pride in this tournament is going to continue to do so. And Petitec and Morels with a kill each also means that it's only Sotvic that remains to try and clutch this one 1-on-4.
Should be a 6th on the board for Pride, as you were saying, and to be honest, I think they'll be quite happy with that for their T side. I think this gives them a fairly decent position to play from. I think this is again very much up in the air as to which way it's going to go. Sotvic does get gifted 1 kill, but he takes a hell of a lot of damage in the process, down to 7 HP. And with the information, the bomb will go back towards B. Of course, Sotvic has to go for it. It's the last round of the half. In comes the flash, but Reach should be holding, does get the headshot to close out the half. And I think overall, I mean, especially considering they were down, I think, 8-1 at one point, Pride will be really pretty happy with getting at least 6 rounds together.
Yeah, they should actually be really happy with that. That's a good half, even if you were to maybe get those 3 rounds early on, then kind of scrape together 3 more. I'd be like, alright, that's pretty good. But the fact that they were down so heavily, they managed to stabilize their economy, break the economy of Spirit as well. They'll be very happy with that half. Win this pistol now, they should be able to get the scoreline very close and get themselves immediately into a position where they're in with a really good chance to actually win this game. So, yeah, going over to the second half now, this should be good. Reitz and Petitec being the 2 players that have stepped up for Pride so far. Maniz, I feel like he's kind of fallen off over this past couple of months, and I guess that's more about him just kind of trying to focus on maybe trying to give some of that experience over towards these up-and-coming talents, and it seems to be paying off so far, I'd say. As now coming into this pistol round, Spirit, 2 players actually purchasing up utility, so we may see a execute heavy round.
Yeah, I certainly feel like Maniz could have been having troubles as well, because this isn't traditionally a map where you can get too much success with the ult, but here we go. The bot's going to come straight out top connector, and Coldie's going to get that opening kill. They're going to continue to push the A site, and Reitz, again, fighting 1 by 1 here on the Pride side. Finally, Morels will try and get something back, but Maniz not going to find anything. The rotate has come up, but Spirit don't need to commit to the push if they don't want to, and Pride there not really set up to sort of play off of each other. We are going to see the push come out now towards the A site. Tom holding off too many players. They overwhelm him entirely. Really scrappy fights. The push comes out, but it's going to be Spirit who win every single duel, and Maniz is the only man left.
Yeah, and he hasn't been having the best game, so it's going to be difficult for him to try to actually step it up in a 1-on-5. And as you see, the Glocks once again are going to be victorious in that aim duel, and a perfect round coming in by Team Spirit. Don't lose a single player, easily able to take over that A bomb site, and they just done a really good job there on that pistol. They stuck together, hit all their shots, and now Pride are going to be working with a force by as Spirit able to increase that lead even further, or already get themselves towards double digits. And going for a fairly actually safe buy here, I'd say. They get the 2 rifles, they get 2 UMPs, and a lot of utility also to work with.
5 CZs for Pride. They're going to get up close, and Tom is going to win that first engagement. SDY holds fairly easily to take down Maniz in the meantime. Titiak has got that UMP recovered now, and as the push comes in, he lines them up. Only going to get the 1 kill, but even trades aren't terrible for Pride, and there might be the chance for them to recover a gun or 2, depending on how Spirit play this. And it looks like Spirit are just trying to group up into their 3-man setup and just slow things down.
Yeah, Spirit are definitely going to be favoured right now. They'll be happy with those trades. They will be able to just regroup up and stick together, but then again, some aggression by Reitz could maybe catch a couple players off guard. He's able to get that first one on towards Sotvic, and he even successfully falls back to take a new angle, but he won't be able to win the fight that time. He will get overwhelmed. It does damage, though, once again, allowing these pistols to now have a pretty good chance of being able to shut this one down. But the T is working now with 48 seconds left. They will be making their way over towards A. Morels has already positioned himself here to try and actually hold this down, but Tom, if he doesn't get a move on soon on this flank, he will be kind of just no use at all to his teammate. He'll be basically completely alone.
Yeah, and Tom is going to be really far away here. Morels might be caught with poor timing as well, because he's just pushed bathrooms. If he is still exposed, he could be in trouble, but Morels, he thinks he's getting information right now. Little does he know they've already made their way up A long. I think a nade may have just been deployed, though, so he's coming back to the A site. Yeah, that smoke went up to allow the plant. So now Morels can get up close, and he should be aware they're likely in towards bank. Here we go, Morels coming forwards. Tom is also coming in for the flank. I think Spirit might have spotted both players, though, as Dima does win that duel. And Tom should be heard. Ooh, SDY just about wins that fight. They both survive on a slither of health, but it is Spirit who close out their 11.
Yeah, a very close round for Spirit. Not only did they lose 3 weapons, luckily enough those weapons they lost were only UMPs. They're able to keep both AKs up, but yeah, but they just barely surviving it, using all their utility, well, rather losing all their utility once those UMP players went down, and was losing a lot of money in that one. So Pride at least getting some damage, but interestingly enough, they actually decided to fully invest into this one again. So similar to what we've seen happen on the T side, where they went for that third round investment even after going for the second round one. And let's see if they're going to be as successful this time. If not, Spirit likely just going to run away with this game.
Couple of flashbangs for Pride alongside the pistols. They have fully invested again. Ritz is up close, and this could be an opening kill. He spots the shadow, but Davkos just about gets back and then goes for the repeat. Confidence coming out with the MAC-10. He knows that he isn't really running any risk. Dropping the MAC-10 isn't a worry, and he will find the opening for the team. The rest of Spirits are slowly but surely converging on this A site, and Titiek is in position, but not going to get anything. The one player left is Manise, who might get good timing for the flank, but Spirit will certainly have the A site, and there goes Manise, opening up, getting the flank. Sotfik, though, finds the quick trade, and that should basically put an end to this round.
Yeah, that should be it. Morales and Tom, they're not really going to have any money in the next round either, so if they want 4 retake with only pistols, probably shouldn't go for this, but then again, it seems like they are going to Morales. I'd say that's a bit of a mistake. There's not really anything he's going to get done. Tom finds himself an AK, and as you can see, he is going to make the correct decision. He is going to try and save this Spirit, though. I don't really think it's worth hunting for them after losing so many players in the previous round. The fact that they have 3 AKs still standing, they definitely just want to try and save these over to the following round, and then they should be up against it pretty easy when they should be able to increase that lead to 13-6, and Pride, they don't really have a lot of room to work with now on the CT side. And the fact that, as you've mentioned, Overpass not really a map Pride play, they're not really going to have too much prepared on the CT side.
Yeah, and again, they forced into the previous round, so they don't even have a full buy for this round number 18. They might just go for the force with the AK being saved. Seems like they finally want to actually go for the eco now. So they're going to make sure they get at least one buy round at one point. And to be fair, Spirit might not be aware that this is a low buy, so they could take some close range fights and then lose out against the pistols. That's maybe something Pride have in their advantage, and you can see Spirit are lining up a quick B push. I don't think they do this if they knew they were up against pistols. They are going to go in nonetheless, and there go the entries so quickly. Titiek is here, and there's a player towards short also coming in for the flank. But he gets caught out. Great nade lands straight in the face of Petitiek. And the quick B play again going to work out pretty much perfectly for Spirit.
Oh, that was a great nade. I enjoyed watching that. The way he just jumped, threw it off the wall, and then just touched down perfectly. So yeah, Tom just looking to try and save that AK again. It seems his economy not really. He's working with 2750. He will be getting 2900 in the next round, but he probably wants the AK. You can't buy that on the CT side, so he's not really looking to go for this. Just wants to save that, get every single bit of utility that he needs. And yeah, just hope that Pride now in this upcoming round, once they get that bio, will be able to finally start getting some rounds together, and they're going to need to chain a lot together to actually have a chance at this comeback, because Spirit have been able to win this round. They don't really have the best economy available at the moment, rather, but with 5 players surviving, they will be able to build up bank to at least afford one more buy if they lose a round.
We'll get to see what the buy looks like. Manise could go for the AWP. He has been struggling with the rifles, and he hasn't bought the AWP up until this point. And there we go. Tom with the save can drop it over to him. So, as you were saying, that save coming in useful. Let's see if Manise can finally step up, because this is the first time he's had the AWP in this map. So maybe that's the difference maker he needed. But if anything, it could come too late. They're already 13-6 down. And Manise, look at the aggression coming through from the AWPer. Peeking straight out through the mid-smoke. Sotfik's holding and spots him out. A little bit of an awkward engagement as Manise eventually decides to fall back through the smoke. However, that has left his teammate Reese sticking around in towards Party. He might be a bit isolated from his teammate now, and with a push coming in through Connector, this could be very, very awkward.
Oh yeah, certainly, and he is just going to get beat now by Dima, but luckily enough he has the wall to use his cover, rather. He finds that kill instantly. Also, 1 kill going in favour of the upper for Maniz, and eventually Sotfik, I was going to say, may be able to trade it back, but Reese once again winning out that battle. He's been having a good game so far. He's continuing to do so, giving Pride a bit of a chance to actually make their way back into this game, and he even makes the correct decision and now falling back as the other 2 terrorists were just beginning to make their way over towards him. Actually, rather, one making his way down Connector, Sumda Young, so splitting up. will be most likely ending up in 2 1-on-1s here, but they could regroup now, face this player on short together, but Miniz with an angle really where that player towards middle won't really be able to get too much done, and Miniz finds this is going to be the round over and done with, and there we have it. He hits the up shot, finally getting it up in his hands, and he's been able to have a good round so far, getting 2 kills.
Yeah, and that first frag, he actually played with the AWP interconnector and took a very, very close range angle. So if he did miss, he would have almost certainly been taken down. But he took the confident fight, he went for the aggressive peek, and it did work out for him. So it's good to see Mani still have the confidence, even with a slightly lackluster performance so far. And that will be a nice boost for him. Getting a triple kill the first time he picks up that AWP. That was a round that Pride did really need to win convincingly, and that they have managed to do. Spirits, though, should still have a strong buy on their side. I think Davkost will have an AWP. Indeed, he does. So he will be looking to see if he can take down Manice, because if he can, that will likely make a big difference in terms of the impact in this round. Looks like to start things off, though, Spirit heavily leaning towards A. Reitz goes straight for the peak, gets a second kill. Nearly the third, but Sopvik eventually gets the trade. And that's going to be Davkos or instantly out of the round. He won't get to do anything with that. It's going to be Sopvik instead to recover it.
I am super impressed by Reitz, I'm going to be honest with you. He's been having such a good game, such a good tournament, and once again he put Pride in a position now where they have that man advantage. They have a good chance now to just fall back off and continue building up this comeback. But Spirit, of course, they do still have 3 players alive. They do need to be still cautious. They don't want to give any kills away, and Meniz is going super aggressive, and Sopvik with a jump peek straight into the angle. Perfect game sense. You see, he stops for a second, looks at his teammate, and he's like, did you just see what I done, man? But of course he said that in Russian, so there's probably a couple of bliets and stuff, you know. But yeah, anyway, the 3-on-3 now. This is going to favour Spirit. Maybe a bit of an over-aggression by Meniz. I don't know if there was a need for him to take such a forward angle, especially when he's the only player actually playing that far forward, and when they already have that man advantage. So, bit of a mistake being made. Sopvik spots out one player over towards the van, also at the bank position, but luckily enough for Morale's sake, he's not able to connect the shot.
Oh, okay then. I guess you don't need Davkost on the AWP because Sopvik is showing up. 2 kills now with that AWP he's recovered alongside that AK kill previously. And Sopvik might just keep on going here. You might just want to send him in first because he is off on a mad one. He's going to go in. Sopvik gets a 4th. He's going to be hungry for the ace now. I don't care. Just go for it, buddy. It's only Petitiek left alive, and it looks like he's going to try the retake, but to be honest, at this point, you probably just want to get as far away from Sopvik as possible.
Yeah, definitely. He just had an absolutely massive round. It's just an unstoppable force, I guess, in that round. Sopvik, I don't think he's been having the most impactful game overall, but that 4K there brings him up towards 18-11. He is second on the scoreboard, so before that he was actually second last, so he wasn't having the best game overall, but he steps up when it's really needed, gets a crucial round for Spirit now, and the economy of Pride has been basically broken. They are able to at least afford a bit of a decent buy. They get 2 rifles, one of those being a FAMAS and an M4, and of course Mani is going to be working with that up, and let's see if he's going to be able to open this up. We saw it happen in the round before last, in the last one, that he kind of actually was kind of one of the faults that ended up leading towards them losing the round.
Well, again, Manice does have the AWP. In the last round, he got pretty wrecked. Let's hope this time around, in towards bathrooms, he can find a slightly better time of things. Looks like Spirits are just going to slow things down. After going for a few quick plays, we have also seen Pride go for quite a lot of aggression on their CT side. You remember Reitz playing quite aggressively out through A long a couple of times, so certainly wouldn't be surprised to see him go for something, and that's why I think Spirits have held back. This time around, Pride have decided to play much more passively to start the round, and with a minute left, the only aggression we see is the push up through short. SDY spots Petitiek out. That entrance towards B might allow them to go for the push. But it seems as though Spirit realize there's no need to go for anything yet. They still have a lot of their forces back towards A. Now, slowly but surely, they will group up around that B site.
Yeah, really good start once again into this round by Team Spirit, and they're playing it perfectly then. They are going to, once they claim that advantage, try to regroup, at least make their way all towards one bomb site, and a nice trade also comes in. Morale's only, sadly, for the sake of Pride, only going to be able to get one with that MP9. It is going to be traded almost instantly, and then once again on the B bomb site, the trades do remain in favour of Team Spirit. Sumda Young is going to be able to step it up with a quick double kill. So Reitz is now the last man standing. He's managed to get his way in towards a little bit of a flank, but as you can see, Spirit, they have enough players to watch all those positions. They're holding the angle, and they are able to claim themselves map point.
That should effectively settle things here. Pride just going to have pistols. They're going to have to pull off the impossible, not only in terms of winning this very round, but also then in terms of winning 8 rounds in a row. I guess they have some utility. They might be able to find some close-range positions, but it feels as though Spirit almost certainly will have this first map in the bag. And to be honest, heading into Mirage, I was expecting Pride would be pretty big favorites there, but might not be the case considering the level we are seeing come out from Spirits here. SDY holding off only the 1 kill, but Reek's taken low. It's actually back to a 2v2 here as the trades go back and forth. With the bomb being on the B site, Pride still have to retake without a kit. Bomb will be planted now, and we'll get to see if Spirit can set themselves up for this potentially final round.
Yeah, one thing for Team Spirit here is that's going to really make things difficult for Pride is the fact that it's such a good plan for both these players. They've been able to reposition one player towards Heaven, I believe. They have also one player in Graffiti, and with no defuse kit on either of these players, making that now down to only 1. Reeks, of course, he's been having a good game, but I think asking them to try and clutch just 1 versus 2 with so low HP and no defuse kit is definitely too much to ask of him. And as you can see, Davkos with the op is going to be able to close that one out. So 16-7 on this first map between Spirit and Pride, and we are now going to throw it over back to the analyst desk.
That would be it for Team Spirit and Pride. Team Spirit takes first map in their advantage. Of course, it's their pick, and we talked about it here on the analyst desk together with Danny and Hogar. We said that Team Spirit needs to take this one in order to take this best of 3, of course, just because of Pride's bad results on it. But we'll see. Now, next map is Pride's pick, and it's Mirage and Team Spirit, 1 map away of that final against Ago Gaming. So, gentlemen, from the start, I think Team Spirit started strong, didn't give Pride any chance, basically, on their city side for Pride to even make something out of their T side. But they were shut down, they were reset a couple of times, and that's basically a perfect half for Team Spirit then, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, they were leading 8-1 in the first half, and Pride kind of like wanted to make a comeback, winning 6 rounds on the T side, which is quite a decent amount of rounds when you, especially on T side, because I think Overpass might be city side oriented map, and I mean they won only 1 round in the second half. They did mistakes. I mean, Pride wanted to play a little bit faster, especially in the first half. I mean, Petitech tried to just rush A long, didn't even check toilets, and I think that there was waiting for him Minis, and he killed him, and they lost that round eventually. So, I mean, it's not their best map, as I said before it started. I mean, I think they should be doing much more on the Mirage.
Yeah, however, when we started talking about Overpass and Pride and Team Spirit, we said that maybe Pride has a slight edge showing after that showing with Ago yesterday, but seems like Team Spirit found their game on Overpass. Do you think they can continue with that on Mirage as well?
For sure. I mean, they won. They were winning 8-1, and they have just slumped few rounds, and that's it. I mean, they were not losing them in convincing fashion. They're losing just in clutch rounds. So I think they're in a really big advantage for the next map. I mean, they have motivation now. They're on fire. They're on point. They're not missing their shots. So I think they can win 2-0 now for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Davcost once again on point with AWP, and if he continues to play like that on Mirage, definitely it's going to be tough for Pride. But if they want to make it to the final, they need to win that Mirage as well. That will be it for this map between Team Spirit and Pride. Next map, as we pointed out, is Mirage. But we will go for a short commercial break. When we come back, it's here in studio for analysis of second map. Well, welcome back, ladies and gents, to Farmskins Championship, also a qualifier for IEM Katowice 2018. 16 teams are fighting their way for that one slot for IEM Katowice, and 4 teams from groups will advance forward to playoff bracket that will be single elimination to join 4 invited teams in that bracket as well. I am Rama, and I will be your host for today, for the second map of this matchup of Team Spirit and Pride, together with me, Danny and Hogar. So guys, we just watched first map between Spirit and Pride. Spirit convincingly winning on their map pick, Overpass. Next map is Mirage. Pride playing pretty well on Mirage, played pretty well against Ego as well, won against Valiance. So, Hogar, what do you think? Can Pride bounce back now and bring it to 1-1?
That's the map which provides a lot of possibilities. You can play as a mix, you can play it with the fast paced more than the Overpass, which is more city based. So it's there is possibilities, but Miniz needs to wake up and start killing. I mean, he's really he's lacking a performance, and I mean he needs to step up. He's one of the most experienced players on the server, so he needs to play better.
Yeah, definitely. On the other side, Danny, do you think that Davkos can have the same performance he had on Overpass?
Yeah, of course, I think he will, but as Hogar said, the Minis really needs to step up. He had 4 kills in the first half and finishing the game with like 6 or 7. I mean, he's the op player for Pride, and he got the AVP for the first time in 20th round, and he managed to get 3 kills, if I'm not mistaken. So he really needs the AVP, and if he gets a chance to play it in the early stage of the map, I think he might step up and deliver so much for his team. On the other side, I think Pride has more chances to take Mirage because, yeah, they won against Valiance quite convincingly, 16 to, let's say, 9, I think, and played really close match against Ago. So I think we're going to see a third map.
It would be interesting, definitely, to see third map in this decider match of group. Of course, as we mentioned, it's not all over for these teams. Ago needs to play one more final, let's call it like that, in groups, and they will find out which team will they play after we finish with Spirit and Pride, and after that they will advance forward to that playoff bracket. It's single elimination as well, and definitely a lot on the line. Maybe it's not prize money, but slot for IEM is something to look out for, especially after ESL announced those Grand Slam points, something like that. So if you want to be there and want to compete, definitely a nice place and definitely one of the better places to be as a top team. Hopefully we see some teams in here proving themselves out there as well and showing good performance, maybe some prodigies coming from Farmskins Championship. But of course, ninth round is going to decide a side here for both of these teams. So, Hogar, what do you think? Do Pride want to start as T and dictate the tempo from the start, or maybe start as CT?
I think they should start as a T, because the first game in the first day when they played against Valiance, they were rushing and playing a really solo play, and they were stretching and taking duels through all the map, and they were quite good at that. So I think they should just relax after this map and pick T side and just start enjoying the game actually. So they should start as a terrorist, right?
Yeah, they didn't have that freedom on Overpass at all.
Yep.
Even though they were taking sites, they were taken down pretty easily as well from Spirit. Davkost had a really good game, as we mentioned, with AWP, and he was a troublemaker for Pride. But Danny, on the other side, for Team Spirit, same question. Do you think they need to start as a T if they win ninth round and dictate the pace, or?
Yeah, why not? I think they should start with a T, but of course Pride, if they start as a T, we've seen them against Valiance playing that fast-paced game, rushing all the way through middle to connector, taking the bomb sites in the early seconds of the map of the round. So I think Spirit should take this side, but I think this game will be a really close one. I will say like 16-13 to Pride.
16-13 Pride. However, you said 2-0 for Spirit,
Yeah,
so
I will stick with that.
result?
Overtime for Spirit.
Overtime. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. It will be definitely interesting if that's correct. We are soon ready to go live, of course, with our casters, Dean and Hoka. So, boys, take it away.
Thank you very much, Rema. It is indeed myself, Hawker, joined alongside Dean, bringing you this second map. And Dean Spirit there, they took a pretty convincing overpass, and I think most people would have had Pride as favourites on Mirage. What are your thoughts now after seeing the first map play out?
I'd say on paper, Pride are definitely the favourites on Mirage, but when you go by the current form of both teams, Spirit right now are really just looking like they've been performing better, not only in this best of 3 series, obviously so far taking that first map convincingly, but just in this tournament and in general over the past couple of weeks. So I'd say Spirit, I think they're going to take this 2-0. I don't think Pride are going to get a map on the board, which I'm disappointed in. I do know what they're capable of. I like watching entertaining games, so I hope maybe they can send us on to a decider, but I just, if they play like they did in the previous map, I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I do think that Overpass it's a map that Pride play fairly often, but they're not really that good on it. It seems like they're kind of forced into playing it in best of 3s a lot of the time. So I think here on Mirage, I think Pride will just about edge this one as well. I kind of agree with Danny, like a 16-13, but it still certainly could go the way of Spirit, and that is a dangerous prospect, because remember, Pride, if they lose one map, are out of the Farmskins Championship number 2. And we are going to head underway into what could be their final map here on Mirage. Mani's going to go for a set of nades. Spirits might go for a kit. It's up to Sophic if he wants to buy it up, and indeed he will. So fairly standard pistol buys to head us underway here on Mirage.
Yeah, just one player actually purchasing up some utility. That's Mania's, and interestingly enough, they seem to be sending 3 players over towards B. I'd presume most of them going to be coming through underground. One player also a top mid, and with the bomb and palace, it looks like A will be their target. But I'm not sure what they're doing, because at the moment, even Spirit themselves are going for a bit of a gamble. 4 players on B. This attempted fake is going to be very difficult, as there's already 4 players waiting for them, and it could go really bad if they aren't able to connect their shots. And as you can see, Coley doing a great job starting it off. They don't expect Sumda Young to be so up close after already taking down 1 player in that position. And yeah, because of that, it's only going to be Morels and Maniz now to try and clutch this one out in a 2-on-4.
They did manage to sell the fake though. Sophic rotated off. So the bomb goes down, but they're still going to need a lot of kills. It's the M and M combo. Morels and Maniz who have to pull this one off. And you can see Spirit sticking together just as a full-on death squad, pushing aggressively. Kills coming in, and despite Maniz and Morels both finding a frag, the trades come back around. And Sophic will steal away the defuse after SDY got all 3 kills. As you were saying though, a very curious setup for the pistol round there, but it works out for Spirit. Maybe they had some sort of idea that Pride were going to go for some sort of B push. I mean, they didn't go for a B push with the bomb, but the kills in favor of Spirit made it way too easy to retake A.
Oh yeah, certainly. And coming into this one, I like that Pride are going to go for the eco. In the previous game, we saw them going for a lot of unnecessary force buys. And as was mentioned on the desk, I think Mani is getting that up into his hands is going to be one of the very important things that we do see Pride actually taking this map. And I like it. They're just going to get a couple pistols into this round because of the bomb plant in the follow-on. They should be able to get at least the AKs out. I doubt they'll get an up, but they'll be able to at least try and start it off strong with a buy round. And they could maybe get something done in this one as Morel does find that opening frag. The Deagle going to be coming out victorious with a quick headshot, but Dima just returning them over towards middle and even takes control of the bomb. Quick triple headshot. May chime in with a 40 does eventually, and unluckily for his own sake, the ace is going to be stolen by Coldy.
He's just bursting with the FAMAS, loving it. Getting to quite a few headshots and then a little bit of a struggle for the 4th, but he found it nonetheless. And Pride, as you were saying, will go for the buy now. This does mean Maniz can't get the AWP just yet, but it's such an early buy that even if Pride lose this, they can go for 1 or 2 ecos and then get back to the AWP if necessary. We're going to see them get out to mid early on. Davkost with the M4 was thinking of going for a peek. I think Sophic might be able to spot someone out over the top of the connector smoke. We've got 3 Spirit players stacked towards mid. So this could certainly see some action early on, especially with Pride seemingly wanting to go aggressive here. The AKs, without too much utility, are looking to get up close and personal into connector. But the kills come back around. Dima in a really strong position to get the trades. And Spirits again win the opening fights.
Yeah, look, as we can see here, Pride, they're just looking to try and creep their way out. Rampa seems to actually be going quite well. Maniz with the AK is going to be able to step it up. He takes 2 quick kills, will eventually be traded by Sotvik, but they've at least done a good job now to remove that man advantage from the Team Spirit side. They are able to bring it back into a 2-on-2. Petitek not looking the healthiest in terms of HP, but the problem now for Team Spirit is that they actually did give up this B-bomb site completely, and we saw Morels was able to make his way up short and actually take control of it. Nice jump up by Sotvik, actually going to be able to make his way back over towards short himself, and maybe could catch Morels off guard, could maybe even just spot the apartments, take down the bomb as it tries to cross, and that could be difficult then for Morels to try and clutch this one out. But Sotvik making his way up towards the bomb site is going to clear this corner, finds himself an easy headshot, and now Petitek with the bomb trying to make his way into apartments, and a Molotov even goes down to make it more difficult. Somebody young in position there to close down now. So Spirit, indeed, they do manage to withstand that buy. They bring themselves 3-0, and Pride now will be facing another eco, but with the money bonus building up in the following round, Mani is already on $3,100. He will get $2,900 if they lose, if or when they lose this round. And I was going to say he should be able to get the op, but interestingly enough, he's gone for an investment. He's gone for the Kevlar, he's gone for the P250.
Yeah, again, maybe not wanting the AWP on the T side. We saw him not get that in the entirety of Overpass. Maybe he doesn't want it on Mirage either. You would think an AWP on the T side of Mirage is certainly a fine investment. A lot of teams will go for at least one, but it seems like Mani's not too interested at the early stages. Flash gonna go over, Davkost up close. Ooh, actually gets caught there. Reeks with the CZ takes him down, and the flank comes in. Sotvik did not get the information clearly because he had his back turned. And out of nowhere, Pride gets a flurry of frags. 3 kills to be precise. And as Maniz finds that trade on towards the A site, it looks as though Pride are going to miraculously take themselves around. Unless SDY has anything to say about it, he will get the 1 kill and nearly had the chance to take down Tom, but as he goes towards A, the bomb will go back towards B.
Yeah, Someday Young in a 1-on-3 now, and I don't know if this is just me, but it feels like Pride have managed to win more rounds with only a few pistols than they have on full gun rounds, but this round isn't actually quite over yet. Someday Young able to get that kill in towards the CT spawn position. Reets in actually a really good spot here, maybe able to just take him down, and as you can see, Pride will be able to finally claim their first round, and it's on the back of basically no buy at all. It was just a small investment, some pistols, 1 player went for Kevlar, and it works out for them. Just some great shots, great shots being hit by Reets as he boosts into the window, a nice eagle shot also from Morels towards top middle, so it works out, and Spirit's economy actually isn't great. On those rounds they won, they didn't manage to keep too many players alive, but one positive is they're able to get that double up set up out, so they will have some sort of like heavy presence on the map. They'll be able to maybe send those to find those early kills. And Someday Young yesterday, something we kind of mentioned was how strange he plays it. He likes using this op to solo the B-apps. It seems like his regular playstyle.
Ooh, Petitiek gonna get that entry out towards A, and he gets a second. Davkost with the AWP, not quick enough, and Reets also pushes through Palace. Petitiek just keeps on going. He gets himself a 3rd. And as you were saying, SDY, he does have the AWP. He was holding B apartments, but when they lose the A site that quickly, he cannot do anything. Petitiek closes it out with a 4K, and another explosive round from Pride.
Yeah, and a really good job at breaking the economy. So on the back of that pistol round now, where they just managed to upset with a few pistols, they have been able to pull themselves right back into this game. Spirit was looking likely they'd be able to start it off 4-0, but now Pride just looking like it's basically confirmed now that it will be an equalised scoreline. It will be 3-3. Oh my God, Tom! How does he end up getting that team kill? But I don't think it should affect the round too much. We do see SDY taking on at least 1 more player, but a couple of kills coming in for Spirit isn't too bad. They take down 3 players, but as you can see, Pride, after winning the eco round, also they built up a great economy. They've been able to take the last 2 rounds fairly cleanly. The round before the last one fairly cleanly, and because of that, they do get everything out. And here we go. It is finally going to be Maniz picking up an op on the tower side, and I think this is the first so far in the series that he picked up, other than that one time on Overpass's CT side.
Yeah, and we were talking about Maniz's lackluster performance previously, but it's actually his opposite number, Davkost, who's struggling to start things off here on Mirage. Yet to frag, but he's also yet to really have that AWP too consistently. He did have it, I think, once or twice, though, already. We are going to see, again, the mid-presence come through. Without an AWP, Spirit not fighting too hard, but that nade actually landed straight on the face of Morel, so he goes down to 42 HP. I think that was alongside the molly doing some damage. And slowly but surely, again, Pride using the mid-presence, but Dima's going to get boosted up. Davkost is also here, lining them up as he gets himself 2 kills. A repeat not quite successful, though, as Tom does get the trade, but he will be caught in the back. And that's the bomb dropped in connector in the 2-on-2.
Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a complication now for Pride. Not the best HP on either of these players either, but a nice smoke goes down to kind of cut Sumda Young off from his teammate. He's not really going to be able to give too much support. As you can see, Petite wins that aim duel. He was able to take that headshot for himself, and a nice nade also going in should connect a small amount of damage. Not as much as I would have hoped, but Sumda Young, nice usage there to sound as he hears the footsteps, spams through the smoke, denies that bomb once again, and Mini is now backing off towards the bomb site. Will actually decide to stick around, and Sumda Young getting very close with the spam. Molotov is going to go down, and this should allow a bomb to get planted, but we have seen that CT player been able to sneak his way out towards the steps, and he spots out and he is going to be able to win it out. So Spirit finally getting another round onto the board for themselves. They will be able to break that 3-round win streak of Pride, and even claiming that up as he gets to defuse with he is plenty of time.
Yeah, and again, the most recent addition to Team Spirit, SDY, he's been so consistent for them. He really has been one of their better performers in these recent sort of games they've played. Up there with, I'd say, Dima, as I've kind of been saying previously. And I think that's what Spirit have always really needed. They've needed a little bit more firepower. And if SDY can continue to either hit this level or even improve from it in the future, that's a really good sign for Spirit's chances. Either way, into round 8, both teams having the AWPs in their hands. Davkost did get a couple of kills in the previous round, but he's still yet to do anything with this AWP. But there we go. He picks off Manise to kick things off. And again, Pride, we saw this back on Overpass. They lost some openings without the chances for the trades. It happens again, as Coldie also finds a kill on the A-hold.
Yeah, good start once again into this round for Pride now. For Spirit, but Pride are able to bring that back. Reeds, what is that? I don't even think he was aiming for that player on short. He sprays down the first player in connector, and I think a stray bullet actually managed to connect over towards short. So just about surviving on 4 points of HP, he will be able to bring his team into a really good position now with the bomb down, and the HP not amazing on Davkost. He will actually be found over towards middle. The op not going to work out. Now it's just Sumda Young and Coldie to try and clutch this one out. Sumda Young, he had a brilliant round in the previous one, but is he going to be able to step it up? This time he does at least have some support from his teammate to try and get this done, but with the fuse kit in the hands of Coldie, I was going to say if he loses this battle, it could get really dangerous, but he wins it. And now also a smoke is going to be available, but they don't really have the time to go for it anymore. They've already decided to just go ahead and give up on this one. Pride able to get themselves another round and reset the economy and completely break the hopes and dreams of Spirit right now, as they aren't really going to have the money to buy into this following round.
Interestingly enough, neither side get to save their AWPs, but with Spirit not having any money really to work with, this is a slightly tough position to be in. It's a tough call to make. Considering how bad their money is, though, it might just be worth forcing at this point. They're going to have to double eco anyway. It's a pretty tough position, as I was saying, especially because you know Pride are going to have full rifles. If you go for the force, it's going to be tough to win, but they do have the 2 rifles saved, so at the very least, 2 M4s to play with. But yeah, certainly Pride showing up here ever since we've got to the gun rounds. They seem to be finding quite a lot of success. In fact, in the gun rounds, the only one that Spirit have won was that SDY 1 versus 2, which wasn't exactly something that you could consistently rely on. So looks like Pride getting a lot of production early, with a lot of mid presence coming out from them. We'll get to see if Spirit can stop that into one of these future rounds. Maybe in a round like this, they could try and push up mid with 3 players to counter the Pride aggression. But we'll have to wait and see if they even decide to invest into this round, because that is still yet to be decided.
Yeah, Reeds again having a really good game though. He was one of the players that did actually show up for Pride over on Overpass, but it wasn't obviously enough this time. Let's see if it is going to be. He's currently 10-5, having a really good half so far. We're only going on to the 9th round, and Spirit still just going to be discussing what they want to try and change up. They haven't been having any success on the gun rounds, as you mentioned, other than that one clutch by Sumda Young, and it's not reliable. It's not reliable at all to actually get you these rounds on the board, so they need to try and get themselves back together. They are right now facing off against a double eco onto Sotvik, Dima and Davkost, and that could influence them to maybe buy up around these rifles, but it could also be dangerous. I'm not sure whether it'd be maybe just worth it going for the double eco, just in this round using the rifles to try and get some damage done, in the following with the pistols, maybe just try and get more damage again. And then once you get the bio finally, sure, Pride will already be up towards 6, but you're then in a good position to actually get out every single weapon, all the weapons you want. You can get the op out, maybe a double op, which is something that they do love, and at least get all that utility to work with. But here we go, it looks like we will be finally resuming the game. The pause has been called for to remove, and we will be getting back into it, and there seems to be a force buy coming in by Spirit. They have made the decision, and they do want to try and challenge for this.
Yeah, I think that's probably the right call, all things considered, but it might leave them vulnerable in terms of having to double eco. So that's what we have to watch out for here in what could be quite an important round. We are seeing Pride go for the mid presence again. Spirit not really doing anything to counter this, but they are gambling towards the B site. That might be a good read from them if Pride go for this B split, because we really haven't seen Pride go towards that B site all that often. And yet, Spirit seem to be aware that's a possibility here. Dima pushing up through short, taking damage from the molly. He's going to burn alive. Oh boy, Dima not going to be happy with that one. The molly doesn't really sort of actually show up on that position, but he still takes the damage. And that's a little bit of a brutal way to lose the opening pick. In the meantime, Minis gets a kill towards B apps. Trades will certainly go in favor of Pride. Petitiek also going to push up short and assist the bomb and sort of, I guess, lead him to the site.
Yeah, Spirit not able to get this round done. That's going to be a position now where Pride are able to actually get themselves into the lead on the terrorist side already. And in the following round, there should also be an eco coming in by Team Spirit. So ideally, they want to save these two weapons, give themselves at least something to work with, something small to give them some sort of hope to actually win the round. But Pride should be able to get themselves up to 6 now, and then Spirit, once they do finally get the buyback out their economy, it's not really going to be great then either. They're not going to have enough for the ops. Staff cost maybe you can afford one with, I think it maybe actually be Glass Cannon if he is able to, unless he gets a few kills, and they're not going to get secondary one out for sure. That's one thing I can say, and very little utility is going to be available for them to work with. So Pride, after starting this map off pretty weak, not looking kind of similar to how they did on Overpass, we see them being able to step it up massively and showing us that they definitely can still bring themselves back into the series.
Well, the guns will be saved. However, there won't be too much else for Spirit to work with. Should just be a fairly hard eco. I'm not sure if Davkos will be able to get the AWP. That's certainly a question mark. But we are going to see what Coldy and Sotfik decide to do. It might be worth sending the pistols in first and then trying to get the trades if they want to go for some aggression. We are going to see Sotfik deploy a flash towards mid, but with Pride heavily leaning towards A, feels like they might be able to take the site before the rotation comes in. Although Coldy does find a quick kill out towards mid. Manisu is caught out in the open. So that's a strong start for Spirits, but in the meantime, the rest of Pride looking to overwhelm A, but Sotfik lines them up and gets a quick double kill. Oh no, Pride, this is going horribly wrong. They're continuing to fight the rifles, and it's only Morelt's left, 1v5. He's going to get overwhelmed, and just those two rifles managed to do all the work they needed.
Yeah, especially Sotfik showing up absolutely massive. They're able to hold down that A-bomb site. If he got overwhelmed, it could have been a problem because the retake definitely would have been difficult. I'm not sure if they had a defuse kit, but still would have been quite tough. So great job. We saw him on Overpass stepping up a lot of times, and he does it once again, comes in with a massive, I believe, 3 kills in that round, or actually it may have been 4, I believe. So yeah, good performance, and this is some nice aggression by Spirit. They're going to be going proactive. They go for that initiative. They push straight up through on their pass. Dima finds the opening kill, and it's going to be Spirit claiming a man advantage, and that gets increased even further as Sotfik is able to win a battle towards middle.
The push has come out all the way through B, so Dima getting so much map control for the team, so much information to be able to stack the A site. If Dima were to push through further, he could get the flank through, but he decides to not take that risk. In the meantime, Petitiek close to connecting, but here comes Dima, eventually pulling the trigger for the flank. Gets the one headshot, trigger discipline for the second, and Petitiek eventually shuts him down, but the damage is done. Dima gets all 3 frags. Ooh, Petitiek just about gets that headshot, surviving on 1 HP. That should likely spell the end of his chances in this round. Maybe if he could get one more headshot over towards B, there's a chance to get the bomb planted, but he's coming through connector, and Davkost should take him down. There we go, the shot is connected, and Spirit regain the lead.
Yeah, nice shot there by Davkost to close that one out. So just a good performance by Spirit. I like that they actually went aggressive. They realized that if they just won one round again and got reset, they'd be in a real predicament. And most of the time anyway, the defensive hold wasn't working so well. So they decided to go for the aggression. It works out. They get the opening kill. They win a battle towards middle also. And now Pride going to be going into this round with a bit of a weaker buy than they'd hope. They have 2 AKs, 1 Galil, a CZ, and a P250. And the only players with utility here not really working with much either. They have a couple of smokes, at least a couple of flashes, and that one Molotov, and it looks like they have a prepared execute towards A. But at the moment, they're just creeping straight up to the ramp smoke. They may be just trying to contact this position. Sotvik going to be helping by supporting over towards Palace, but T-Tech to win the fight. Sotvik trades it back eventually, and now in a 4-on-4, T's are going to be taking the kills all in their favour. Two great headshots come in. Sotvik in towards jungle will be doing his best to try and bring this back in favour of Team Spirit, but he has been yet to do so, and he eventually falls, leaving it all onto Sumdai Young, and Reitz, he's going to hit a great headshot.
We've seen quite a few Force Buys being won either way, or sometimes not even Force Buys, sometimes almost full ecos. Spirit will certainly be electing to go for another buy here. Davkos can get the AWP. The rest of the team can also get rifles, even if they are slightly lacking nades and slightly lacking defuse kits. They will at least have the weaponry. On the Pride side of things, Manice, again, not really getting the AWP too often, but he's been performing okay on this T side so far. And Pride, again, might go for a fast A push. This is exactly what they went for in the previous round. The only difference being 3 players are now in towards Palace. And they are just going to push their way forwards. Coldy, though, gets the first. They completely shut down the Palace push. Really nice team play between Sotvik and Coldy. And that might just secure the round for Spirit straight away.
Yeah, and great shots there by Sotvik once again. Just a good hold over towards that A-bomb site. The flash was actually perfect by Pride, but they kind of got too focused on ramp. They had no one actually still watching towards stairs. Sotvik has just free reign to take down 2 players and then instantly remain to stay alive, not take any damage at all. So Spirit have been able to come right back into this once again, breaking the economy of Pride. But as we know so far from watching Pride, they're never afraid to go for the force buy. They will continue to do so. They want to continue to get themselves to continue to actually contest this. They aren't willing to go for an eco. 6 rounds on the T side is not bad by any means, and they do of course want to try and increase that further. And right now it looks like they will be just kind of splitting up and going for a standard default. Some presence over towards A2 players on mid, and Davkos with the op. He's going to be able to find that opening kill. Not the start that Pride would have wanted coming into this round.
Yeah, Davkos with a fairly easy frag, but also a fairly important frag to kick things off. Reitz is up close. The CZ catches Sotvik off guard. So that's a rifle recovered. That nade, though, will do damage to Reitz. So even though he gets the M4, he does eventually take some damage. The bomb is currently out towards mid, but with Dima here, they're not going to be able to get through connector that easily. Incendiary is deployed. They're now going for the boost, but Davkos might get the trade. There we go. Eventually lines up the shot. Push, though, should come through to the A site, and Coldy is playing passively back towards CT, and in fact, he gets taken down as Petitiek also lands a scalp headshot. And SDY, yet again, is forced to go from a retake all the way over from B, and a 1v3 is very, very difficult to do.
Yeah, Sumdai Young is going to be looking for this clutch, of course, and he actually started off quite well by finding that opening headshot onto Maniz, but as you can see, he's not really aware of the positions of these final 2 players. But T-Tech with a scout is in a very forward position. This could be costly, but he is able to find this side of SDY as he's focused on his teammate towards ramp, and he gets that kill. So Pride once again trading it back. I said they weren't afraid to use those pistols to go for the weaker buys, and you can clearly see that they have been able to pull one off once again. And I've said this already in this game, but they seem to only win force buys. I think they should maybe just stick with a couple pistols, maybe 1 or 2 rifles. It seems like they're kind of more fearless, and it just works out perfectly for them. So even after losing the man advantage to the op, they come back into that with only pistols. So really good performance. They are going to be now once again, we're just going back towards middle, looking to try and get this map control. Standard play on Mirage, of course, and with a bit of presence over towards A, they'll be looking to try and get something done also by Petitech, as he needs to be wary. There is 3 players already positioned on this side of the map. A great headshot comes in towards Coldy, holds on towards stairs. It's a second headshot, and now the player pushed in towards ramp is going to be Davkos. Let's see if he's going to be able to get anything done to try and keep Spirit in this round, and no, he won't at all. Petitech just continuing to hit amazing headshots, and that is going to be Pride winning at this half 8-7. I don't think there's anything that Sumdai Young can actually do in this one.
It's been a couple of times now that Sumdai Young over towards B has just been forced into an unwinnable position. It's been a little bit of a shame for him, especially because he's been one of their better performers. The fact that he's left on the B site makes it really difficult for him to find too much impact. And it will be Pride to take the lead at the half. A slight lead, only 8-7 up. But all things considered, they will be happy with the scoreline. At the half, though, I quickly want to give a shout out to the sponsors of this tournament, Farmskins. If you're tired of useless skins in your inventory, you can go ahead and visit Farmskins. They say the drops are better than from Gaben. And I don't trust Gabe in any way, so I believe them. There are also many everyday activities and bonuses, so make sure to check out Farmskins. And thanks to them for sponsoring the tournament and making this possible. And let's see who can get the winner for this all-important second half pistol.
Yeah, it's going to be very important. I think if Pride take this, we will see them being able to just continue building up that momentum that we saw towards the end of the map. We'll see them maybe be able to take this map and force it on towards the decider already. So let's see what Spirit are going to be able to get done. We've seen them have a lot of success on these pistol rounds. Is something that I must point out. They've been having some great strategies coming into them. They've been usually focusing quite heavily on actually using the utility well. And once again, they do decide to purchase a utility onto both Sotvik and Davkost. I believe they've already thrown out a couple of things, but no smokes I don't think are available. Just flashes and that Molotov, and here we go. It will be a bit of a fast play towards A. Some players looking to try and come through mid to give an extra avenue of attack, but it's Morels to actually go ahead and shut down one of those players. He gets the first headshot. Coldy returns it. Still on a 4-on-4 and the HP low on Coldy. Demon needs to get this kill, and it's going to be difficult, but he ends up finding it. And it's Sotvik also to get a headshot towards Reef, and there we go. Team Spirit looking good to be able to take this to an 8-8 scoreline. Petitek is the last man standing. He's had a good game so far. Let's see if he's going to be able to pull this off.
SDY spots him out. That's the info they needed. And SDY will nail the final headshot. Back to an even scoreline. And I think that's a fair assessment of this game up until this point. It's been a very, very tight affair. A very, very scrappy game at points as well. As you were kind of pointing out, quite a few force buys being won. And, ooh, interestingly, Davkost buys the P90. That's not something you'll see too often. You don't get the kill reward that you get with the other SMGs, so I'm not exactly sure what the reasoning is behind the P90 buy, but we'll have to see if he can find success with that as he goes towards underpass to start the round, and he might just get a fight. It's actually for Petitek to get the kill, but Davkost does get the trade and instantly throws away that P90 back to the AK.
Yeah, the P90's done its job. It got the 1 kill at least, but I don't know. P90's a strange choice to SMG for the upper. It doesn't have that extra money bonus, etc. that the other do. It doesn't get you the 600 kills per dollars per kill, rather, just the 300. So it's not as good as maybe purchasing up a UMP or something along those lines. But Davkost going up connector on his own there may have been a bit of a misplay. He does get taken down, allows Morels to retrieve himself an AK-47. And now it looks like Spirit will be regrouping towards the B bomb site, but this is a perfect situation right now for Pride. They have one player pushed up through under. They have a player ready in the B apartments. And let's see if they're going to be able to get this round for themselves, or will we see the rifles coming back and be triumphant? As there we go, Mini is on that flank. The P90 able to get 1 kill. The nice crossfire coming in as Tom also decides to aggress up apartments. Only finds 1 kill though, so it's not looking too good for Spirit still, as it is only going to be 27 HP and instantly denied as he tries to get that bomb plant down. So instantly, which is going to be returned by Pride. Why did we even doubt it? We should have said the fact that Spirit won the pistol meant Pride had come back into it because they had pistols.
Yep. How to win 2 rounds in a row? No one knows. It's impossible, I guess. I mean, Spirit will probably win now with this terrible buy. From what we've seen in this game, I wouldn't be surprised. They've only got 2 smokes and a few pistols, though. So you wouldn't think they would really have a chance, but you never know with how this game has been playing out. They are looking to line up those 2 smokes out towards A. The bomb might follow suit, but already a heavy rotation, and Morel's going to line them up. Easy spray down to mop up 2 kills. And the rest of the rifles also looking good as Manish chimes in with a frag. And Reeds will also double down to hold off the A play. And finally, Pride will be able to take a second round in a row and get themselves up to double digits.
Yeah, really good performance by Pride so far in this map. They've definitely stepped it up. I don't think they've won either pistol round, have they? No, Team Spirit have been successful at winning both pistol rounds. The first time they did actually manage to capitalize on it and get the 2 that follow it, but still Pride somehow managing to maintain this lead 10-8. They're looking like the better team. They've proved me wrong. They've definitely stepped it up, and they're showing that Mirage is definitely a map they can play. And there you have it. Tom is going to be able to just mow down 4 opponents on middle. He had a small bit of support from Morels, but it is going to be mostly him that shuts down that eco rush. And Spirit now finally getting back onto the buy as they're behind by 3 rounds. They do actually have the op on the Davkost, but it is going to be glass cannon, so he has to be wary of any sort of utility that could be thrown in his direction because he doesn't have the Kevlar to actually sponge any of that nade damage.
And Manish, with his AWP on the Pride side of things, has everything he could want. We are going to see Spirit just spread out into a default setup. Manish is actually taking a proactive position out towards mid. Not fully peeking towards top mid, but he's holding an aggressive angle out through connector. And now he's going to go for the peak. Manish slowly creeping forwards. And Davkost got the shot, but it was either a leg or it was through a wall. I'm not sure which. But it only takes Manise down to 17 HP, so he wins the fight of the Orpers to start the round. Not exactly what Spirit were looking for, because Davkos should be winning that fight most of the time, you would think.
Oh yeah, definitely. He just had the angle held with Manise slow walking into that angle, especially. He should be finding it, and that's another kill there as Tom takes down Dima. Eventually, Sotvik is going to be able to trade it back. But still an advantage in favour of Pride. Manise low HP, looking tempted to peek mid. This would be a mistake if he decided to go for that. Doesn't want to hand any kills away and give an opening into this round for the T side to work with, but it's Coldy to find it. He gets Reeds as he's up on top of the ticket boot, looking to try and spot towards Rampus seemed, and in a 3-on-3 now, it's actually somehow Spirit that have been able to claim the advantage for themselves. The CT side defense is going to be spread much more thinly, and with not amazing HP onto Manise, this could get quite complicated for Pride.
3v3, always a little bit awkward for the CT side. You have to take some sort of risk, and Petitiek has done just that. He's pushed through B apartments. He's not going for the full-on push to gain all the information, but he is allowing both Manise and Tom to lean towards A. So, with 14 seconds, Spirit need to make this happen now. Push finally coming to the site. SDY will plant in the midst of the smoke. Manise still not firing off the shot. He's just going to walk onto the site. Very patient play from Manise, but it works to get the frag. And now it's a man advantage for the Poles on the retake. We are going to see Petitiek also get into position. Flash going to go off in towards Palace. The fake defuse already comes in, and that does force Coldy to think about the peak. I don't think they know Sumda Young is here, though. He does get a free headshot. Now they know about his position. They're going to push it one by one. They're going to try and get the trade, but Tom has to get the rifle. He needs something, and he's not going to find it. Coldy comes out for the trade, and Spirit just about to close the round.
Yeah, that was really close, and Spirit bringing themselves back into this. They have actually been able to keep the economy of Pride fairly low. They're going to be, at least on a couple of players, working with a slightly weaker buy. They get out 5 rifles, one of those being a FAMAS due to a drop also coming in by Reeds, I believe, towards Manise. So after this investment, they have basically nothing left in the bank, but they still have a very good buy, and I'd say other than not having the op, it may even be better than the buy that Spirit have, who are kind of lacking utility. They're relegated to 2 Galils onto both Sotvik and Dima, and we see that they're going to be just trying to sell a bit of a fake over towards A early on. They're throwing out those smokes, looking to bait out the Molotovs and flashes, etc. from Team Spirit to allow them, if they want to later on the round, go back towards that position, re-execute once again. And they were actually quite successful at causing some of that utility to be thrown out, especially towards Palace. And it looks like they will maybe try and regroup towards the B apartments as 2 players at least get into this position. The bomb's still left towards top middle, and it's Coldy in towards Palace, waiting to see if he can catch any aggression towards A.
Yeah, they are currently having 3 CTs leaning towards that A site, as we have seen fairly often. They're just going to come out towards mid, and Pride don't really have any presence here, although Tom is in towards ladder room, so he might take a fight. But other than that, it should be quite easy for Spirit to gain control. We are going to see Manise elect to fall back. He played CT previously, and he did push at just the right time for the 1 kill. Wasn't quite enough for the retake, but he did play that position, I think, quite well. And now Pride going to go for, again, 3 players towards A, and with Spirit having connector control, this could be a very, very quick push. Pride have to watch plenty of angles here. With 27 seconds left, Spirit will commit to this A push.
Yeah, and Coldy actually jumping into the angle there is able to find the opening kill on the Reeds, and Sotvik with a great find on Morels, and just the A-bomb side is just being completely swarmed now. No kills are going to be able to come in yet for Pride. They're able to get at least a small amount of damage, but Sumda Young with another crucial headshot in towards CT spawn takes down Manise, and the op also with a great shot towards Petitiek. Davkos, what an amazing shot there. Only spots out a couple pixels of his side as he's fallen back, and because of that, Tom already given up on this one. He has begun to fall back towards the B-bomb site, look to try and get himself cozy as he tries to camp out for the night and save this weapon, I guess, as right now it looks like Spirit are happy enough with hunting. They're sending all 5 players out quite aggressively, and I don't know how easy it's going to be for him to save. At least a couple players are low HP, but with so many players coming towards him, it's inevitable, basically, that he will eventually fall.
They've got him choked in from all sides. And Tom eventually goes for the peek. An ill-advised peek, because Davkos was there with the... Oh, Davkos? Did he forget about the bomb?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And they don't have enough to drop when they're up.
Yeah, I mean, they're up against pistols, so it should be alright. Like, Davkos can just get a Mac 10, but... Yeah, that's a little awkward. Either way, Spirit get the round win. Not quite perfectly. They do lose the 1 gun. due to the bomb, but whatever, we'll live with it. Pride are only on pistols, so they should still be happy with their chances into this round 22.
Yeah, certainly Spirit should be able to make themselves take themselves right back into an equal scoreline once again, and SDY finding that aggression as Manias pushes up through on their pass, not really having any success. The rifle just finds an easy headshot. Deemit, nice pop flash comes in to stop Morels in that aggressive position, and he spots at the head eventually. Needs to be cautious, doesn't really want to be taking those angles because it could get dangerous. Wants to take ones that favour him a little bit more. Coldy actually gets dinked down. I was going to say May find some Palace aggression, but Reeds with a great shot on the CZ. Actually re-aggressive through the Molotov, and he's going to be able to take down Coldy now and retrieve himself that AK-47, and in a 4-on-4, Pride maybe could get themselves at least a couple more kills out of this one. I'd like to see them just aim to take down 2 or 3 more of these players and keep the economy of Spirit really low. Don't allow them to actually build up a really solid bank and then focus on breaking their money later on into this half. But here we go. It looks like it will be an A-bomb site hit, and it seems like Pride themselves have made the correct decision about where to put this stack. They put all 3 on... Rather, 3 on A, 1 player in underpass looking to just try and get any info if they come back towards B, and Reeds with an aggressive push. He finds that opening kill onto Sotvik once again. Demon trying to bring it back, taking yet more damage as he gets dinked down by the P2000, or rather P250. Eventually wins out 1 aim duel, but 3 on 3 now.
Yeah, a couple of kills, but Davkos executes 2. Oh, great spray down. Davkos finds all 3 and bails Spirit out. Because up until that point, that was looking a little bit dangerous. I think now the question on our minds is, will Davkos get an AWP? And he does not get one into his hands. So it's just going to be AKs against M4s into round 23. Take a look at Spirit. They are all leaning towards this A side of the map. And remember, again, Pride don't have a defuse kit. With them playing such a passive A-hold, this could be a real issue because they will likely have to concede the bomb plant. Without that kit, this could be a tough round.
Yeah, definitely. If they aren't able to actually get a solid hold initially, and with the smokes actually blocking them back off, I don't know if there's too much that they're going to be able to do to actually deny this bomb plant. And once again, we've seen so many times in this map already, tracers have been used against players, and that's the opening frag to go in favour of Spirit. The bomb goes down, not for CT spawn due to a small gap that was in the smoke. Instead, they plant it for connector, and Davkos decides to go for a bit of a challenge, and he finds it. Tech eventually trades one back, but as was mentioned before, no defuse kit for Pride, so they don't have too much time to sit back and wait for mistakes to be made. They have to actually take the initiative themselves, and it's going to be Morels now. If he gets this kill, which he should, that gives them the opening that they do require, and here we go. This player from Palace could really get the damage done. Tech coming in is going to have the M4. He is being so cautious with so many different angles, and eventually finds himself 1 kill, but I think the bomb's taking too fast at this point. I think this should be the round in favour of Spirit. They should be claiming that 12-11 lead as Pride once again just looking to try and save.
Pride starting to fall apart a little bit here. That's their 4th round lost in a row. And I think at this point it's probably worth taking a tactical timeout, especially with the 2 guns being saved, because there is a discussion as to whether they want to force, but I think it's a fairly safe decision to just go for a few pistols and get a strong buy together, and that is the conclusion that Pride have also come to. They are going to try and go again for the A play here. Spirit, though, could get shut down. They push straight up towards A, but Petitiek gets 2 fairly easy kills. That was a really strange decision by Spirit. They did have a couple of flashes placed over the top, but you can't really rely on that to necessarily get you the kills. And now there's a couple of AKs also out in the open, and one of them has already been recovered for Pride.
Yeah, and yeah, Pride just able to bring themselves right into this round. They have 3 rifles to work with. They have the HP advantage. Dima trying to bring this back by actually managing to connect a really nice headshot onto Petitec, but still with these 3 players now making their way up short. Morels with his AK playing from the back of sight. I presume he's going to at least find 1 kill in this position, and there you go. He's able to find that without taking any damage at all. He will eventually lose the fight to Dima, but when he's on the flank, he was just playing that distraction game to allow the work to be done by his teammates. Now Dima in a 1-on-3 has the same amount of HP to work with, and he finds the first, tries to transfer it to the second, but it's Tom to come in from Kitchen that will be able to shut that down eventually. And Pride, I just don't know what to say. I honestly don't know what to say. Why did they bother buying weapons?
They just love the pistols. I mean, I guess Petitiek got the first 2 with the rifles, so we'll give them that. And speaking of the rifles, 2 AWPs bought up for Pride. Considering their money is still not going to be great, this is a fairly big investment. And with it being a 12-12 scoreline, they're hoping the double AWPs can make all the difference. We haven't really seen Manice get to do too much with his AWP either, but maybe Petitiek can be the aggressive AWPer they were looking for. He's currently out towards B apartments. This is something you do see fairly often. One player trying to hold B. What?
What was that?
I don't. What is this game?
I
What's
don't
happening?
even. How could he have thought an opponent got in that position though? Like, because I don't even. That's just a big miscommunication there, because that's not what Spirit wanted in this. It's not too much damage, at least. He's only down to 63, but still, you shouldn't be shooting your teammate in the head like that. That's just not something that should be happening. And luckily enough, Someday Young is like, guys, are you really messing around right now? Fine, I'll take this over. I'll go get it done. I'll go find that opening kill, and he takes down Tech to give that man advantage in favor of Spirit. But Morels, with some initiative of his own, is going to be able to return that, and now it's going to be a 4v4.
Pride still leaving B open. This is a risk. I think eventually Manice might rotate back around. It looks as though he will. A couple of nades go in towards top mid, but don't connect as much as they would have hoped. We are going to see only Tom on the B site. And if the push were to come through, it would be very difficult for him to hold it off. And as the time ticks down, again, Spirit using all of the clock. 24 seconds. They have to make sure they take the B site cleanly. With only a few players pushing forward, that might be tricky, but now with Tom getting caught, that should settle things. The B site is lost. That's a very difficult one to retake as well, so Pride might be in a lot of trouble now.
Yeah, after winning that one round, they are looking to pretty likely to get reset, which could be a problem. Manias ends up finding one kill onto Coldy at least, but once again, it's Davcost with the opposite. Seems always winning that aim duel with the AWP, winning the off battle, and Dima able to catch the side of Morels as he looks to try and come out of kitchen. So Reed's now just looking to save already. He's not going to be going for this at all. He is going to allow Spirit to reclaim that lead once again, as the game just seems to be going back and forth. Sometimes they chain rounds together, but when a team has momentum going, that doesn't really seem to be a big factor. As soon as one team has to go for an eco, they're like, okay guys, it doesn't matter, we'll just win. And yeah, it's been working out. Spirit doing a good job, of course, on this T side. They have been having a great one so far. They won 4 in a row, got reset, and now they're able to bring themselves right back into it and break the economy of Pride. And with it being so late into this half, this is really not good for the Polish team. Luckily enough, they have a tiny bit of money onto Manias. He has 5,900. He can get the off. Tom's able to buy for himself also. So it seems like they are going to try and scrape together a buy, but losing this one then most likely means that either they force buy and fight to win the game, or else they eco and play for overtime.
Yeah, here we go. This is what could be a pivotal round for Pride. If they don't win this round, there's not a great chance for them to make it through this qualifier. Remember, a spot at IEM Katowice up for grabs for the eventual winners. If the Polish team were to get knocked out, that would be fairly brutal for them. We are going to see Spirit again just go for a straight-up A play. We've seen this execute come out before. With Pride playing again so passively towards A, it looks likely the plant should come through. We are going to see Spirit make their way towards the site. Pride are in position behind the smokes, but they're just going to have to concede the bomb plant and again play for a retake. A 5v5 retake at that on this A site.
Yeah, really nice round coming in at the moment from Spirit. Not a normal thing you'll see. You don't usually see these 5v5 after plants with 0 damage put in before the bomb actually gets planted. And when he is going for this boost here, he's going to be up on one of his teammates' heads, looking to try and find the opening kill, but it's Morels to actually do so first. He has the CZ, he's able to upgrade that to an AK, trying to get more work done, but he's low HP, and actually just flanked by Dima could be massive. So finds one Dima from connector, lines them up. Is he going to be able to get one? Gets the second, and just in an instant, it's going to be all 5 frags going in favor of Spirit. And they take the 14th, as I said. Pride now, either they force buy or they eco and play for overtime, and it looks like the force buy is going to come in, as they don't want to go for overtime. They just want to win this now if they can. But it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, and again, no response for the exact same A execute from Spirits there. Pride are playing very passively on the A site hold, but they are allowing Spirit to have a really decent position for the post plant. Either way, trade out towards mid, but SDY makes sure it's a man advantage for the mostly Russian team. Spirits will be able to win out early. And Pride now have to take some sort of risk. With only 3 players having pistols, I think at this point, it might even be worth stacking a site or going for a push. Just get something to go your way. Because if you just hold, it's very unlikely Spirit will let you win this round 27. We are just going to see Spirit slow things down. They are waiting to see if any aggression does come out. And it is coming in towards ramp. Reitz has pushed all the way through. So I do like the fact that Pride are willing to take the aggression, and it might work out for Reitz, depending on the timing. And depending on how Spirit clear this corner, he could get a kill or two and at least get some quick info.
Yeah, certainly Reitz in actually a really solid position, but Sotvik is so cautious. He knows when they have that advantage, there's a high chance of Pride of actually gone aggressive somewhere on the map. So just making sure that he clears all those positions. He had the time to do so. They play it safe, and now they should be able to take over this A bomb site. Tom is really the only player that can get anything done. Eventually, Batitech is going to come in to try and give some help. He has the Deagle, but of course the off is going to be favoured in that fight. He has the big scope. The Deagle it's basically an off without the scope as long as you can hit a headshot, but it's not quite as useful. So yeah, Spirit taking map point, taking serious point, and Pride right now looking like they won't be able to attend that big event in their home country like they would have wanted to. IEM Katowice looking so far away right now for Pride, and looking almost impossible like they'll be able to keep themselves in this tournament.
And remember, the winner of this series still has to beat Ago to get into the playoffs. Only one team from each group gets through, with 4 invited teams yet to be announced. We are going to see Reitz with the ump holding Palace. He's trying to play up close. In the meantime, SDY has taken a lot of damage there. Might have been Patitiak landing a scout shot, or it may have just been a nade. Either way, it's a good start to the round for the CTs. Looks as though Spirits, though, again have the mid presence. Pride with no answer for that with such a weak buy. Does Sotvik spot the man through the smoke? I don't think he quite can. But Manise could be in danger. Sotvik just falls back. The timing could be everything. And indeed it is. Sotvik goes for the repeat. And Spirit just need 4 more kills now to win this series.
Yeah, it's not looking good at all right now for Pride. Desperately need to try and bring this back. It will be desperation as they look for kills all over the map. They are not really going to be able to get too much done as Morels is just going to receive more damage. He's taking down extremely low. The terrorists right now looking like they are going to try and split onto the A bomb site. And they've sold a bit of a fake. Pride have rotated a second player over to try and help the B bomb site. Reitz with this UMP needs to come up massive as well as the support that he has from CT spawn. And actually Morels finds one. Even though being low HP, he's able to get himself a headshot. He will eventually get traded, and Reitz not able to find a single kill. This basically seals this map and series now in favour of Team Spirit. Batitech and Tom, not really too much they can do. Going to be coming in from CT spawn, at least Batitech with that scout, and Tom hits the first headshot. The op, of course, will be able to trade it back, and now it's all on Tom. Davkost fittingly is able to close that out with 2 quick kills. He was one of the best performers for Team Spirit, and we will now send it straight back over to the analyst desk.
And that will be it of this decider match between Team Spirit and Pride. Unfortunately, Pride end their path towards IEM Katowice here in Group A after losing to Team Spirit 2-0. And, of course, welcome back to the studio with me, Danny, and Hogar. Hogar, you were right with 2-0 result, but it wasn't overtime that brought...
I was close.
That brought win for Team Spirit, but again, a win is a win, and they are definitely proud of what they achieved so far, and they are going against Ago in that final. So from the beginning, I think Team Spirit once again starting strong, but it was somewhere to 6-6, 7-6, and it was close till one point after Team Spirit switched to T side, and they seems like they took over control. Hogar.
Yeah, they had great executes. I mean, the area execute on A site went well. They were rushing into the site without casualties. They were making kills, and the thing is, the